So how have you been feeling since you found out that you have epilepsy?
Well, kind of scared, but after I got a little more used to it, and I just realized I was normal, except for I have seizures sometimes, I felt pretty good.
Hi guys, I just wanted to give a quick Caleb update. And first of all, thank you so much for your concern and your love and your prayers for Caleb. We have really appreciated that love for our family during this time. If you're new here, Caleb is our 7-year-old son, and he had his very first seizure in December of 2019. Shortly after that, he had another seizure, and we've been working with doctors and trying to figure out what's going on with him. This has been challenging, and we've been really grateful for the little blessings and good things that are happening along the way. We feel like it was a huge blessing that he was able to get in and have a 24-hour EEG so soon after his seizures. We were able to get those results back right away, and they came back abnormal. Then Caleb and I were able to fly to Kansas City to go to Children's Mercy Hospital to their epilepsy center. And there was a last-minute cancellation on an appointment, and we were able to get in the very next day to see the epilepsy specialist. And we were so grateful to be able to sit down and really discuss what was going on. They were able to look at Caleb's EEG results and talk to us for hours about seizure safety and about Caleb's experiences. They were able to give Caleb a very thorough neurological exam, and he was diagnosed with focal epilepsy.
I'm just shaking a lot, and I can't control my body.
How does that make you feel?
Scared.
Why does that scare you?
I could fall off something. I could just fall without, using my hands to catch myself, and I could really get hurt. It scares me. Like if I'm playing football and I have a seizure, I could really get hurt.
They prescribed us an anti-seizure medicine, which we started right away, and they also gave us an emergency anti-seizure medicine. So when he does have a seizure, if it's going on too long, we can give that medicine to stop the seizure, which I was so very grateful for because I've been pretty nervous about that. So this all happened really quickly. From the time of his first seizure to his diagnosis was only 1 week, and I'm just so grateful for that. I know that people go much longer and deal with so much more, and to be able to have answers and clarity and medicine and help so quickly was a big blessing, especially because this all happened right before Christmas. Caleb's been on the new medicine for a couple weeks now, and he's doing pretty well. He's only had 1 seizure, and so we are just continuing to watch it. We're going back to Kansas City pretty soon. He's going to have some follow-up appointments, and he's also going to have an MRI so they can get a closer look at what's going on with his focal epilepsy.
I get to see everybody, and they are all there to comfort me when I'm in these times.
When you go to Kansas City?
Yeah.
Are you excited to go back?
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
We are obviously completely new to this diagnosis. We have so much to learn, but I did learn a lot from the conversation that I had with the doctors. They explained that this sort of epilepsy, sometimes kids grow out of and sometimes they don't. So we don't know exactly what's ahead for us.
So how did you feel when you found out that you did have epilepsy?
I was scared. I was scared about having more seizures. And then after I figured out, we just went to my favorite restaurant, and then after a while things got normal, but I was pretty scared when she told me, the doctor.
We need to go do your medication.
Yeah.
Let's go do it right now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So how is Caleb doing? I have been so impressed with that little boy. He is so strong. I'm telling you, that boy is mighty inside. Right after his diagnosis, we left the doctor's office and I took him to one of his favorite restaurants in Kansas City, and we were sitting there and my dad called to check on him. So he was talking to his grandpa, and I overheard, obviously I was sitting right there, their conversation. And my dad asked, "How are you feeling about it?" And Caleb said, "You know what? It's just life. You know, I could kick and scream and complain all I want to about it, but it's not gonna go away. It's just something I'm gonna have to learn to deal with." And just the maturity in that moment, I was so inspired by Caleb, and also my heart kind of broke that he's having to deal with all of this at such a young age. This has been hard. It is really scary to see your child have a seizure, and for Caleb it was very scary to experience the seizure. And then getting a diagnosis of epilepsy and knowing that this is not something that's going away, this is something that we're going to need to learn to cope with and deal with and manage, has been a challenge. you know, regular day-to-day life can keep going. Caleb doesn't have any activity restrictions. He is welcome to play and run and ride his bike with a helmet on. I'm very strict about the helmet. And yet, in the back of my mind at all times, I feel like I'm watching for him. I'm kind of on alert for his safety. We did sit down, Isaac and Elise, our 2 older kids, and talk to them about seizures, explain to them what was going on, so it'll be a little bit less scary to our whole family, and so that everybody can feel a little bit more prepared to know how to help him. We talked about timing the seizures and making sure that Caleb's in a safe space. But like I said, we're going on with our normal life, so it's just kind of finding a new normal. Caleb was diagnosed with celiac disease back in May of 2018, and that was also a really hard adjustment when he was first diagnosed. And even though it is still a daily challenge to have celiac disease, we definitely feel like we have found our new normal. And so I'm just looking forward to when epilepsy becomes part of our new normal and not so overwhelming for all of us. I talked to Caleb before I made this update, asking him about epilepsy and what he wanted to share and if he wanted to share. And he told me that he did want to share a video. He wanted to share that he was diagnosed with epilepsy because he wants other kids that have epilepsy or are experiencing seizures to know that they are not alone. And I just was really proud of him about that. Like I said, we're at the beginning of this journey. There's still a lot ahead and unknowns, but I'm just grateful for our quick diagnosis, that we were able to get medicine, and that Caleb's responding well to the medicine. So far, he hasn't had any negative side effects from the medicine, so that's a really big deal to me. And I think we're both, the whole family is kind of just slowly adapting to this new diagnosis. Thank you to all of you for loving and supporting and caring about our family, and for giving us a little bit of space as we were trying to figure it out. It took us some time to be ready to film this update. We wanted to be able to share how things were going and to be able to have a little bit more perspective on it. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. J House out.
At 4:24 a.m. this morning, we were woken up to our bed shaking and the bookshelves shaking and just the entire house rattling. It was so scary. It was a 6.6 magnitude earthquake that happened in a different section of Puerto Rico.